I'm having a meltdown and just hijacking my devices. It adds to the torment. This is a crisis line.
This is a hotline for domestic violence, yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, I have a domestic violence crisis that involves the police department, and I don't know how to handle it.
Okay, is like someone in the police department like assaulting you or violating you, like been domestic violence towards you?
Right. So what's happened? I just got off the phone, and I made 40 something reports of my daughter's abuse, and crimes are being committed to keep me from my daughter. And the CPS, and there's also been child abuse, and the police department covers for it, and CPS. And then there's 300 plus reports that I made to the police department, and they enlist all parties in my environment to be accomplices to abuse and mind games and keep me from getting services and let them take the fall for their crimes. So I don't, even when I go to church, the police department is there enforcing that they don't help me, and I don't do like I did at IBOC and go try to do a testimony about how I'm getting violated. And at IBOC, Inspiring Body of Christ Church, someone grabbed me, I fell and drugged me out of the church and slammed me on concrete. So now I'm guarded by police to ensure that I won't reach out to church members. So I'm calling the domestic violence organization, and I don't know what to do. I was assaulted and arrested at New Beginnings for trying to flee abuse.
Okay, and have you, is this Victoria Police Department that did this abuse?
Victoria Police is not taking any reports of my abuser, my device being hacked, friends' devices being hacked, and I did stay there temporarily, and they told staff not to help me, and they didn't. But I don't know what to do because I don't want to continue to be treated like this. I don't think any woman deserves this.
Right, I don't think anyone deserves that as well. Now we can't like do anything as far as towards the police department. We don't have any authority to like do anything against the police
Well,
department.
I could have had therapy to combat it, but you guys let your counselors kept counseling sessions and were psychologically abusive and wouldn't reschedule them, and then played mind games and ignored me. I mean, that would be something that you could do. And then when my phone came up missing another property, you could have, investigated who took it. There were some things that you could have done. You could have, been honest with me about the housing that you offered in the legal and gave me avenues on getting protection orders and not deprive me of services. That could have been a start. Yeah, you can't. The army's full of people. No one can combat the police department if they're depriving me on services to get anything done with the police department. I don't understand why someone will let someone flash a badge and guns and enforce crimes on them. It should have to be a common ground where you guys know as a domestic violence organization, you don't let someone show you a badge and guns and enforce you to commit crimes with them. If all the civilians that I've been in contact with don't realize that, where is that putting you as well as me? I know, I don't know what's being done, but I know common sense would tell me that you don't get to flash a badge and gun and tell me to commit a crime with you so you don't go to jail. But everywhere I'm at don't realize that, including at church.
Right, yes, ma'am. And I don't think that we working with the police department to commit crimes against
I repeatedly keep hearing that, but how is it that I couldn't get therapy there and you scammed to keep me from counseling? I was already deprived of all the other services. And right now I'm on the line with you telling you that the police want to investigate 300 and something reports, that there was child abuse that was committed, and the CPS covered 40 something times for me reporting it.
Right, yes, ma'am. But unfortunately, we don't have control over what the police does. We can't control the police department.
But I don't, if it's part of my domestic abuse crisis, are you saying all the domestic violence organizations that I went to, if I wasn't getting arrested in them or at them, let me sit in it? So are you going to deprive me of services like you've been doing?
So how are we depriving you of services right now?
I'm asking for services. I called and I inform you that at 300 plus reports the police want to investigate. CPS is covered for my daughter with me reporting child abuse 40 times. And I informed this location that all domestic violence organizations, as well as everywhere I'm at, the government controls. And not only has them deprive me of services, but enlist them in abuse.
Right, yes, understand, but what is it that you think that we can do to the police department?
I'm just not quite certain on why all places won't give me services and what am I stuck with. I mean, can you imagine what kind of lifestyle that is to live in the United States and can't get services anywhere?
Right, no, ma'am, I can't imagine at all. I mean, what I can do, I mean, I can get your information and get it sent to our counselors to see if one can reach out to you for counseling services.
Well, when I reported with the director, Beth was scamming. What's her name? Is her name Beth? So I reported mistreatment by the. I'm sorry, you don't want me to know her name?
You wouldn't let me finish. So Miss Beth is with this over the center, which are where our counselors are.
Okay, so Beth, I communicated with her the scams and the psychological abuse that the government enforces that I endure. They want make sure it's imperative that people treat me like trash and like a doormat. If I had rights, I don't want for people to be enlisted to play mind games and be psychologically abusive, and then blame me for it. If I had rights. So Beth thought it was okay that people canceled appointments and then played games and wouldn't schedule it and then blame me for it. Then all your support groups were doing crafts and playing, objects, playing, things and doing crafts. And it was weird, but I experienced this at multiple different locations, including hospitals. If someone's in, if someone is hijacking these environments and demanding that they play mind games and have us do crafts at support groups, repeatedly over and over, what's going to be done? Because I thought that it was critical if a person was in a domestic violence organization that we concentrate on that, and not color and do crafts and play games.
Okay, yes, but some counselors have different ways of reaching their clients.
That's how all of them did. That's what all of them did, and we didn't get addressing my abuse and how I can get a protection order. That was never a topic. It was never a topic on how to combat, abusers and, that all the mind games and, different strategies to deal with abuse like this. Some of them kind of hit on it a little bit, but it wasn't really what you would think one would experience at a domestic violence organization. We concentrated on doing crafts and things that excluded any kind of knowledge on protecting yourself against abuse. But I am currently on the line right now, and I'm reporting that I reported this to Beth, and that people were starting arguments and scheming to keep me from services, and she did it as well, and was psychologically abusive and blamed me for her behavior.
Okay, well, I do apologize that you feel that way.
A lot of people say that I feel that way. Can you express to me what services I got there, what you guys did, and then we don't have to go. We can go on definitives. Well, let's go on for facts and not definitives. If you think, let's not go on, if I feel that way, let's go on facts. So can you explain to me what you did while I was there? In fact, the environment that I'm at, that you did not put me in this environment. I found this location on my own.
Okay, are you gonna, because you asked me a question, so
people have to do this. They've done it all day.
Okay, so do you want me to answer your question?
Sure.
Okay, so this is why you were here with us?
No, I reported to you that Beth didn't properly do it, but right now I'm on the line. Right now, knowing what you can provide to me, and I'm not quite certain on why all my environments I get arrested and assaulted and threatened, even in jail, for reporting abuse. So if you're a domestic violence organization and I can't currently tell you right now that if the CPS hung up in my face and then covered for 40 something times for my reports of abuse, my daughter's abuse, and I'm on the line with you guys and can't get any kind of legal remedy or direction that my abuser set this up, and in fact you don't even want me getting therapy, what do I do with that?
Okay, well, I can't give you legal information or any legal advice because I'm not a legal
But I mean, you're an organization. What do you do there for people that aren't me? What are you supposed to do?
Are you going to allow me to answer the question? So we have a legal advocate who does work with you and who could give you better legal advice. I don't have that ability to give you legal advice because I'm not equipped to do that. So I don't want to give you legal advice that I'm not sure or accurate on, so that would be giving you false
I just don't
information.
understand if I'm asking you and then you told me not to interrupt you, basically, what you can do there and why I've had to endure this living hell years with people scamming to keep me from knowledge on why they're programmed and they have a pre-arranged script on how they're going to con and keep me from my rights and still haven't got their felonies. So each location they ask me, they want to see what I know for 10 years to never get the services. I don't understand where we got to the point to where someone repeatedly says, "What can you do?" and then they punish me and then deflect and don't want to tell me what services they're offering because they know I'll never see them because I haven't in 10 years.
Well, yes, ma'am. I told you that we have legal advocates, and I also told you that we have counselors that I can get your information to.
Okay, we can try this, but I tried to report to you that let the police tell her not to give me services, and I don't know how to combat that. If all domestic violence organizations let someone cricket with badges and guns and enlist them to commit crimes, and they don't have enough sense to not commit them. I've already reported to this location that conspiracy to violate rights was a felony. They didn't care, and my phone came up missing rings and sunglasses. And then they told me they couldn't review the camera footage and a lot of food.
Okay, and I do apologize that that happened to you. It was not our intention to ever make you feel that you didn't receive or feel like that we weren't providing you services or that we were working with somebody to deny you services, because that is not our intention. We want to help you in any way that we can. And so I will definitely be able to get your information to a counselor. And also, if you want me to send it to the legal advocate as well for legal advice, I can do that as well.
Yeah, they weren't. What I had to do. I'm sorry. What I had to do is because people would not believe the way that I was treated and how people were scamming to keep me from services. So I had to start recording my calls. So they used as an alibi, as a scapegoat on why they were denying me services that they were already denying. As an alibi, they said that they didn't appreciate me recording their active crime. Yeah, I'm not ever going to obtain evidence or people are scamming to keep me from my rights if I'm not recording them. But conspiracy to violate rights is a felony charge, and this organization could care less about it. And if all organizations and locations I come in contact with repeatedly do the same thing, how am I going to expose it? So yes, if you can leave them the number, I don't know what you're willing to give me because I was already there and you guys didn't really do a lot. At least you gave me clothes. A lot of locations wouldn't do that.
Right. I mean, and I definitely don't mind like getting your information over to them. I just need to know if you want both legal and counseling, or who exactly you want me to get your information to. That way, I can get the email sent to them.
Right, and I would like you to report this is a crisis hotline. And I just tried to report child abuse and have reported it 40 something times, and it was lost. And I reported 300 crimes to the police department. I like that to be in my file. And in fact, you guys have you have knowledge because Jill witnessed me doing the report and saw the police department cover for crimes in front of her and enlisted her in crimes too, as well as multiple different other parties with this organization. So you guys are fully aware of what the police department has done. So I want you to put in the file so I can get direction on how to combat crimes that you guys witnessed. Most of the different staff saw how my phone glitched and had a black screen after I informed them that I had talked about a mill. And each time that we talked about this mill, I was punished, but the staff would not be a witness of what they were seeing. They covered for it.
Okay, I can't personally say I witnessed something that I did not, so I can't.
But I don't know how to report to you what my experiences are there, as well as multiple different other locations that there are people there have integrity issues. And they let someone with a badge and gun enlist them in criminal activity. If they're excluding me from service in a conspiracy that they would give others in a conspiracy, that's a felony charge, and you guys weren't concerned. Plus, I had theft, which is other criminal acts. I don't know who stole my property. And no, they refused to look at the camera footage and then tried to distract and deflect and try to intimidate me for reporting it.
Okay, and sometimes our camera footage only goes back so far, so sometimes it may not have been able to retrieve that particular day that you were requesting.
Well, they were too busy distracting and trying to intimidate me from reporting it. that we couldn't address were how my phone came up missing because it was vital that I record. They knew that they had placed charges on me fraudulently on dismissed charges, let me free on these false charges, and then my abuser was mad. They created more charges, and then they scammed that they couldn't help me with that period after speaking with the police and let me sit and said that they had to deny all services, then would not go do the police accompaniment and lied about it, and then lied about the records, and then tried to defraud me out of funds and having me pay $112 for records I could have got free.
Okay, someone here tried to
Yes, legal. Yes, I have the email that she said that I needed to pay, and she was smart and didn't put the amount in the email. I'm not aware that people are in cahoots and really actually, deliberately strategizing crimes. So she put that I had to pay and did not want the $112 on the documentation she was giving me as a strategy to commit that crime. So she pretended that she couldn't get the records because I told her that police headquarters threatened my arrest and said that they were going to give me 3 records that they chose out of our 100 and something reports just in Dallas. So she tried to defraud me out of funds and told me that I had to pay $112 when she could have got it free.
Right, and like I said, I'm not sure as far as with the legal standpoint.
You are refusing to do the report of your staff misconduct and how they're being influenced to commit crimes. I'm not quite sure how to move forward with all these organizations repeatedly doing this.
I'm not the one that does the report for misconduct.
But if you're communicating with staff, don't you need to communicate that your legal representative tried to defraud me out of $112 and you have people there with integrity issues? Before I get the services, we need to get to the bottom of why these people are being corrupt. What possessed them to risk their livelihood and criminal charges, to keep me from getting services and proper treatment. First, we need to address that before we can address me getting services, because I still won't get them.
Okay, so if you want to report like a staff member, I'm not the one that's
I think there's a disconnect. I want whoever you report that I'm not getting services to. This is the crisis hotline, and this is the.
I let my supervisor know that you feel like you didn't get the services that.
I didn't. It's not that I feel there's a lack of communication. If I'm telling you that there was a thefts, and then someone tried to defraud me out of funds, it's not that I feel that way. It's facts. I'm not quite certain on why no one could hear it. If I didn't get the therapy, and if we were doing crafts at support groups and domestic violence advocates were playing games, I thought a domestic violence support group, if you're there, it's serious. And there wasn't very many people attending. So you could easily demand someone do crafts. I actually wanted to be proactive, and someone knew that. So then they demanded that you guys do crafts to exclude me from services and not get caught. So I was kind of disappointed that I came to these meetings all the time and we're doing crafts, folding paper and drawing and coloring and playing games. But it's been a repeated pattern.
Yes, ma'am. And again, like I said, sometimes the counselors like to do.
Ma'am, I'm trying to report right now that I have a domestic violence crisis, and you guys have integrity issues, and I'd like to get the services that I've been robbed of. That's what I'm trying to report. That 300 something reports the police won't investigate, and you guys have evidence because they wouldn't investigate crimes that I was reporting in front of you guys.
Okay, and if you can give me your information, I can give your information to our counselor and our legal advocate.
Okay, the legal advocate tried to help defraud me out of funds, and then the railroad me to speak with other parties. Is there something else? Someone else can do the accompaniment and give me the support she robbed me of? She wouldn't be a good person, because if people are not holding her responsible for being accomplice to defrauding me out of $112, she won't be a good fit.
Okay, have you tried to reach out to Trala? They also have people there who will take cases on certain basis. Have you reached out to them?
I don't know anything about that. I'm being deprived of services and don't know anything about it. What is that?
It's the Texas Rio Grande Valley.
Oh yeah, they denied me all legal representation as well. I'm just trying to show that this conspiracy of all these racked up felonies have been unaddressed. So is there a point to where I can get services here? Or are you guys going to let law enforcement be accomplices to racking up charges with them? Are you going to
Okay,
let
so
someone with a badge and guns and force you to commit crimes?
we're not committing any crimes or
Because if I'm not being heard, her trying to charge me $112 for free records that's like fraud. She did commit a crime. Letting someone rob me of my phone, my rings, and my sunglasses, theft is a crime. Playing mind games and conspiring to violate my rights, that is a felony. Those are crimes.
Okay, so as far as with like any legal services we can provide, that is our legal advocate. She's the only one that we have as far as through our organization.
Well, are you going to hold her accountable? Is anyone going to hold her accountable for trying to defraud me out of funds and then blaming me for it?
Okay, like I can get the information that you gave me to my boss, and she can get it to the proper person who needs it. But I have no authority to reprimand.
I just don't know any direction on who is going to hold her accountable for being in cahoots with trying to rob me of $112. Who's going to hold whoever responsible that took my phone, my rings, and glasses? Because it repeatedly keeps happening. Why would the government want me not to have rings that were $20 and sunglasses that a lot of people were complimenting me on? It's happened at multiple different environments, not just there. I don't understand why the government can't stand for me to have sunglasses or petty things like rings. They weren't expensive.
Right, and I'm not sure on that either. I really.
Well, I think that we need to get to the bottom of the thefts, because you are saying that no one committed crimes, but I am indeed reporting crimes to you that aren't being addressed. And then not only that, you have evidence that Eve tried to defraud me out of $112 for records she could get free.
Okay, I don't personally have evidence of that.
You do, because I'm reporting it to you, or is it someone going to talk to Eve? I have documentation emails where she's saying that I need to pay. She deliberately hid the map because she knew that she was committing a crime. Can you ask her about it so you can have evidence of the crime and we wouldn't have to speculate?
I'm not Eve's supervisor or anything.
Okay, well, you're the gatekeeper. If I can't report it to all these locations, like I couldn't report it to CPS, I get nowhere. I'm backed into a corner because I don't get services, but how do I report? I can't get law enforcement. I can't go to church in peace. I can't report child abuse. Is there anything that you're willing to offer me? Can you put in direct, whoever you're going to give this information to about the crimes being committed here that I'm reporting?
Yes, I can give everything that you just told me about Eve and about the money you saying she defrauded from me.
She attempted to defraud me. I want to make sure that you have it right. She was in cahoots with charging me $112 for records she could get free. If I would have paid for those records, I would have been defrauded out of $112, and I don't think I would have ever got the records because I already paid for records to never get them. So that's misconduct for her scamming to have me defraud me out of $112. I'm trying to prove that I repeatedly keep getting treated like this.
Right, yes, ma'am. And again, I can pass the information on, but I have no authority to reprimand her.
Oh no, I'm not saying, but you are the gatekeeper that I'm reporting that scams and crimes were committed to keep me from services, and I'm not quite sure on what to do because it repeatedly keeps happening.
And she can pass it on to the correct person who needs to have that.
Okay.
Yes, I can definitely pass the information on. Can I have your first and last name to get it to? That way you will know that your report and your concerns are heard.
Okay, so I have more questions. So this is a crisis hotline, and I suspect that for what's been going on years is I'm not going to get services with you guys because my calls aren't returned. They had forwarded me over to the main office, and they have not returned multiple different calls to address the crimes that were committed while I was there. So I already know that from the pattern that I've had to endure, you're not going to give me services. So are there any kind of avenues to see how other locations are creative to keep me from services? So do you have any referrals on how any local or places that I can get domestic violence services that you deprive me of?
So you want
counseling? Information on legal, information on protection orders, on how to combat. They scam to keep me from knowledge on a name change. They said that they had knowledge and then retract on it, and then lied about multiple other services. Blatantly lied.
Have you? Okay. So you said you've already spoken to Trump, correct? And
I'm asking about services like for counseling for domestic violence.
Okay, for legal.
So you want me to go to Rio Grande Legal to flee a domestic violence crisis that involves the government?
You also asked what you could do as far as legal standby too. Did you not? Did I not misunderstand? Did I misunderstand you?
But I've already communicated that Rio Grande Legal deprived me of services, and I kind of thought a domestic violence organization would be, the better, bigger objective, the one that had legal representation. Because I already communicated that Rio Grande Legal deprived me of legal representation, as well as all other legal aids I've ever been to.
Right. So our legal advocate and Rio Grande are the two organizations that our company works with to try to get, domestic violence victims support.
So there's no other domestic violence organization that you're aware of, and this is a crisis hotline that you can give me referrals to since you're denying assistance?
Well, I'm not denying you assistance.
No, that organization has indeed denied me assistance. I'm just not quite certain on why you can't hear that. So is there any other domestic violence organizations you can refer me to? I'm just trying to derive a paper trail that these locations are let someone abuse or control them. That's an incredible story. But if you don't want to repeatedly location to location, I get punished for reporting abuse, that's a red flag that my abuser's controlling you guys. Do you have any referrals outside of you guys?
I can definitely look and see. I don't offhand, but I can definitely look and see what other legal advocacy or counseling services could be available to you.
There's no domestic violence organizations that you don't want me to know? What if you guys are full there? In fact, you did do referrals to other people staying there when their time is up. Now you're confused?
No, ma'am. I have a list of other domestic violence shelters. Do you know a certain area you would want?
Just any location.
Do you want it in Texas or out of state?
Yeah, it can be local to your organization. And see if they'll give me the services that you refuse.
Right, so we don't have any other local domestic violence shelters.
Anyone that's close to you. I mean, the closest. It don't have to be, really close.
The closest would be, we have Houston or we have Corpus Christi.
Okay, both of those locations.
Okay. So this one in Houston is called Houston Area.
You're going to have them call me and see. I already know that this has been a pattern that followed me, but I'm just trying to expose that indeed these domestic violence organizations have been in cahoots with abuse. That's incredible. No one would believe that.
Right. I will get your information sent over to them with your name and telephone number, and then have them see about reaching out to you.
Okay. Ma'am, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Okay, you're an advocate. Have you ever heard of an experience like mine?
No, ma'am. I can't say that I have.
I've never heard. Yeah, there's so much gaslighting. I just never heard. Did you think that if my experiences are true, did you even think anything like that was possible?
Well, anything is possible. Unfortunately, I don't limit things. The possibility of things. So, some things just don't surprise me sometimes. But I have not heard of the issues that you're experiencing. But anything unfortunately can happen now.
Yeah, I'm completely mind blown. I'm blown away and just cannot fathom my experiences are reality, but unfortunately they are. That a domestic violence after domestic violence organization, police department after police department repeatedly racks up charges and are willing to lose their freedom for whatever reasoning they're wanting to do that repeatedly over and over. It's just mind boggling. How can someone talk into domestic violence and organization into committing crimes? How can someone talk a church repeatedly over and over into committing crimes with them? That doesn't surprise you? And you said that nothing surprised you, but you're not surprised that domestic violence organizations would be in cahoots with that?
I don't think it's right. If they are, and, going against you like that, I don't think it's right at all. I just never heard of it, not taken away from, your experiences, but I just never heard of it, me personally.
I think that's why it's so dangerous. I think that's why something really needs to be done, because it's out of, obviously, if someone's abusing power to enlist and force people to commit crimes, that something needs to be done. But first off, people have to be bothered by someone showing them a badge and guns and demanding that they commit crimes with them. I haven't seen it. So if everyone is cahoots and committing crimes with the police department, we're not going to get a remedy. We first have to come in contact with someone that's not going to be bullied by someone demanding them to commit crimes just because they have a badge and gun. But I haven't seen anyone that had a problem with committing crimes with the police department. Not even my own family.
Right.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
I paused it, and then I started recording this like an hour ago. This is the crime that Victoria police were committing. The time now is 10:12, and I haven't got anything resolved today. It's just a mind game. So if I'm frantic and having meltdowns trying to report crimes and know I'm desperate, how traumatic would that be if we break into her device? I mean, she's been up at 7. That's the pleasure of it. You want someone that will fight. And then knowing that you have more power than them, that's the game. That's the chess game. I see it on her. She's desperate. Yeah, she's breaking. She's breaking. How about we have one view for 5 hours? We got it like that. Just have it one view. I want to mess with her. We can do it. One view. Hey, you know what? I think let's it was 20 views. Let's change it to 5 views. Let's see. I'm looking at her right now. Look, you see her face? You see those tears? I love those tears. She's reaching out for help. We're controlling her. We're controlling them. Let's have her play mind games. Hang up in her face. Hang up in her face. Funny. Did you see her cry? You see that tear? Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, that's hilarious. She's running out. Neighbor, run out with her. Oh my God, she's running out. Go get her. Track her down. Watch her. Watch her. She's running out. Code blue. Nobody will believe it. She's in the group chat. Group chat code blue. Ignore her. Have the 20 people ignore her. That's priceless. She's reaching out to that church again. You guard this church is big. We're going to need the big guns out. We need to enforce that they commit these crimes. So I want 5 police on staff, I want undercover, and I want Secret Service. Nobody's going to believe it. Just do it. Priceless. She did you hear how frantic she was when she was begging for her daughter's life? And we started this conversation over and over again. That was so hilarious. So hilarious. My abuser boasted, I am God, Did you see what the government allowed me to do? I arrested you for reporting your child's abuse. I'm going to blame you and frame you with mental illness because we're committing crimes and won't let you go to court. That's special in a special kind of way. I'm going to terrorize your kids and have them start arguments with you. Did you see the torment on her face? Did you see it? I'm going to put in your feed. I'm going to see if you're dumb enough. Just type in the cloves are $100. Just type it in, see if she's stupid enough to buy it. Type it in, just change it. Did you see she's so desperate scrolling down $100.75? That is so hilarious and so funny. We are countless felonies. We're never held accountable for it. She's spiraling. So what we'll do, even though she uploaded this an hour ago, no one's going to believe it. We'll let her upload it all damn night. In fact, 10 years. To a channel that she can barely use any damn way. When she's spiraling, she's raging. We don't know where it came from. Probably the 10 damn years of the living hell. Police, I need you to do me a favor. Okay? I have the money. I want to hack her phone and have her speak with counterfeits. And when she comes to report me, I want you to give her the fear of hell when she reports it. Now, you give me some strategies on how we can pull this off. Maybe if you start out with having 7 or 8 police intimidate her, threaten her arrest, and give her a criminal trespass for reporting our crimes we're committing on her device. No one will believe it anyway. So I want you to arrest this woman repeatedly over and over and take her freedom for reporting me. Can you pull that off for me? Sure, we can. And to the degree of how big can you allow this corruption to escalate? How about 300 damn reports that we refuse to investigate and then play mind games and bully and violate her? It's mind games. Now that it finally let me go in, it won't upload.
City Police, this is Gibson. How can I help you?
Yes, I like to do a tip. Report a crime.
What?
I like to do a tip and report a crime.
Okay, is the crime happening right now?
It is.
What's the address of where it's happening at now?
One moment, let me get that address. The perpetrator is at Vivid Images of Baton Rouge.
You know the address, or you do not?
Okay, let me get that for you. It's 2167 Beaumont Drive, Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Okay, so what's the crime that's going on?
So I have multiple different false arrests in Dallas, and he's bought off the Dallas police. And then I tried to ask him questions on what was happening with my false arrest when I ended an online relationship with him. And then he called the police and scammed with the police to give me a criminal trespass. I couldn't communicate to the police properly. I told the police that I believed that he was behind a lot of false arrests, but I wasn't really heard. And I've heard that there was some kind of restraining order, but I can't get one on him. So I have several emails stating that I will never see my children again, and he's bought off government officials. And then my phone's hacked. I can't currently use it now. And then I've had multiple different...
Hold on 1 second, ma'am. Let me get an officer for you to speak with.
Okay, thank you.
Officer Valdry.
Sorry, what was your name?
Officer Valdry.
Okay, and your badge number.
11085.
Yes, I'd like to report Jason Gardner of Vivid Images.
You said Jason Gardner?
Yes, of Vivid Images, Baton Rouge.
What is that, a business?
Right. The address is 2167 Beaumont Drive.
Give me 1 second. 2167 Beaumont Drive.
Right. I had multiple different false arrests, and I was being denied law enforcement. I had attacks, people threatening me, get ran off roads, transit being controlled, and I have emails with him admitting to doing these things. He says that I'll never see my child, and that he's talked to my children and family members, and that he's saying that he's bought off multiple different police departments in emails. He's saying that he's bought off multiple different judges, police departments, and he owns the government and the police department. And you guys will always cover for him?
And this is a guy who works at, I'm guessing this is a camera company?
I'm not quite certain on the reality of what he does for a living, but I wouldn't think that a camera company would own the government and have the police department in their pocket. That doesn't really make sense. So it's Vivid Images. I gave you the address, but I'm not quite certain on why someone with a camera company or whatever he claims to do for a living would have the police department in his pocket. I don't know camera people that runs the government.
Okay, so he works. You ever met this guy? You ever met this Jason in person?
I did. As I reported to you, I had the false arrest, and then I came there to get a follow-up on what was happening, and then I told the police department that came there. A police officer came, and I said that I don't want to be at this business. I'm trying to figure out what happened with my reports. You guys should have that on body cam footage. I said, well, with my false arrest, I said, I believe this man is harassing me, and I've been getting terrorized, and I wanted answers ever since I ended the online relationship. That's on body cam footage. So some kind of way it was misconstrued, and you guys didn't do anything or investigate the fact that I said that this man was behind false arrest. And then he's uploaded half the conversation where I'm informing the
How did he
police.
have you?
I'm
I'm
informing
sorry,
you
man.
that he's uploaded half the conversation where and did excluded the fact that I'm informing the police that I didn't want to be there, and I believe that he was behind false arrest that I had. So I'm reporting to you that you guys came out and this man is slandering me, hacking my phone, and admitted to a lot of crimes at that business address. And you have evidence that I came in there, you came and I informed the police that I believe that he was behind false arrest.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm about to see if I could pull up the report.
Okay.
Report on this, correct?
All I know is I came up there because the Dallas Police Department was denying me law enforcement. I was being locked on trains, violated, threatened multiple different times a day, couldn't use my phone, couldn't hardly stay anywhere, bomb threats keeping me from using transit in Dallas.
Ma'am, just slow down for me, okay? I'm trying to get a good understanding about what's going on, all right? You said the Dallas Police Department. What does the Dallas Police Department have to do with anything?
I was expressing to where I was being violated and all these crimes that were being committed, and the Dallas Police Department is where I resided.
So it happened in Dallas, is what you're saying?
I resided in Dallas for a while. I can't live in Dallas. That's what I'm reporting to you. Dallas deprived me of law enforcement. So I came to Louisiana.
What's your first and last name?
Kiana. So the problem of it is you interrupted me reporting the crimes that he committed in Dallas and what he did and how the crimes that he was committing. And I'm trying to report the crimes he committed and couldn't, like our other locations. CPS already did this. So if I'm telling you what he did and you're redirecting and strategizing, saying slow down, it's silencing me in my reports. I'm telling you what he did and you said slow down and redirected the crimes that I was telling you he committed.
No, ma'am. You're going at like 100 miles per hour.
You're right, I am. I've been doing this years to get nowhere. In fact, when the police came, I told them that I believe that he was around behind false arrest and nothing was done then. And like I said, he uploaded half the video, excluding the fact that I told the police I don't want to be here at his business. I'm trying to figure out about these false arrests. But the police department came to hotel rooms, no rhyme reasoning that I had paid for, and put me out of them when he was mad. So I'm in a hotel room already terrified. I've never been homeless, and the police department just showing up from nowhere. I got tired of it and wouldn't answer the door. They said, we're breaking the door down. I said, can you express to me why you're doing this? They didn't know. I won recording. They said, get out, 8, 9 o'clock at night. One of them was so corrupt, they did it at 1 a.m. I said, I'm not leaving. Take me to jail. So then they enlisted the hotels to lie and con that the hotel was putting me out, but it was a secret on why they were doing it. So I can't stay at shelters, hotel rooms, hospitals because of this man. Or have access to my children or have rights or get services to flee him.
So your first name is Keyana?
That's correct.
Last name Clark?
Yes.
Okay. Nothing is coming up. You sure you filed a report with us, ma'am?
What happened was you don't have any, then maybe you should look up his business. You came to his business. And I want to give you my YouTube channel. It's a whole channel created for him, exposing what he's done. You ready for the channel?
Yeah, on YouTube?
Yes. No, you don't spell peace with a T. You spell peace with a P, not a T.
I know that's what I said. P-E-C-E.
P-E-A-C-E, the peace.
Okay, go ahead.
You didn't get it?
Kiana Clark Peace, that's your YouTube channel?
Right.
Alright, I'm about to look it up. Give me 1 second.
Okay. April 8th.
Well, I see something April 8th, Health and Human Services, CPA, sabotage, misconduct, denied benefits, help, and corruption.
Right. You don't have any recent videos?
It looked like this was about 2 months ago.
Do you have any recent videos?
What, of you submitting it to us?
No, do you have any? That's the most recent video you see, April 8th?
Yes, ma'am.
That's his crime?
I haven't really,
okay, well, So crimes are being committed with my YouTube channel. I like to report that too. So I'm not really getting a lot accomplished because crimes are being committed and it's depriving me of my views. If you can't see it, then that's why my views, he's hacking my YouTube channel.
No, I can see it.
Well, no, because Walmart, I gave my YouTube channel to multiple people at Walmart. They couldn't see it. The channel, period.
I can see the channel right now. I'm looking
Well,
at it.
maybe it's probably manipulated and hacked, and my devices are monitored. That's what I'm trying to report to
Let me
you
ask
right
you
now.
something. What is the relationship between you and Jason Gardner?
It was an online relationship, but nonetheless, I wanted to communicate what he's done and report his crimes. It was an online relationship. You have the YouTube channel, false arrest, keeping me from my kids, and all kind of racked up felonies. And the police department being enlisted to remove me from hotel rooms in Dallas to the extreme. I couldn't live there. They came to restaurants and removed me. I'm not quite sure you said this is a camera person. Why they would let a camera person abuse this much power?
All this happened in Dallas? Is what you're saying?
He lives, do you have the address?
Yes, I mean, I have the vivid images address.
Where's that located?
You're saying that
Where's that located?
all that in Baton Rouge.
Where are you located?
In Baton Rouge, ma'am.
Okay. You have a report that I was telling you at his job, telling you that he is influencing government officials to commit crimes. You have that report, and it's missing. So you probably, and then some kind of way you gave him a protection order against me and malice. So there's distinctive evidence of the body cam footage because he has half of it uploaded to a channel. But if he has that body cam footage, then there's also the body cam footage of me saying, I don't want to be at his business. I feel that he's behind abuse I've experienced and multiple different false arrests. So you have a report. Why are you denying investigation for it?
Give me 1 second, man. I'm going to get my sergeant for you, okay?
Okay.
I'm not denying you an investigation. I'm just trying to understand
I need a report number that what I'm reporting to you. I need my report number before you put your sergeant on the line.
Give me 1 second, man.
Yeah, I need the report number, sir. I don't want your sergeant because I've already done a report to you. This is a form of tampering with evidence.
My sergeant about to talk to you.
I want a report number. I want a report number, sir.
Explain the whole situation. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. What you got?
Okay, what's your name?
Headquarters 4640.
Sergeant Burke.
Okay, and your badge number.
It's 10141.
You have an officer that was tampering with evidence. He let me do a long report and then won't give me the report number for my report.
Man, what officer is that?
The one that just put you on the phone?
He tampering with evidence.
Right, because I just did a report to him and he won't give me the report number. What is that doing?
He's not giving you the report number?
No.
And what report did he take?
On this man, Jason Gardner, I gave him the address, and you guys have evidence that he's influencing government officials. I tried to see why I had all these false arrests after I ended an online relationship with him. You guys came, I informed the police that I didn't want to be at his business to begin with. I wanted to question all these false arrests that I had, end an online relationship with them. I know that you guys have the footage because half of the footage is uploaded to a YouTube channel on Me that I believe he's behind.
The officer right here, though, he can't help you at all. You're going to have to talk to a misdemeanor follow-up detective. This officer is just sitting on the desk doing nothing. You need to talk to a detective, not this guy.
I'm doing a report that he won't give me the report number, that he's influencing government officials and have stalked me and committed other crimes. Why would you guys deny me law enforcement and my right to report him and get a report number for him?
This officer right here is doing all that?
And you too? Because why are you depriving me of a report? Why would so many police departments cover for this man? I informed him that I got emails stating that you guys are always going to cover for him, that he's a god and he owns the government.
Bring the emails to us so we can take a look at them.
What's your email address? I don't want to bring them to you. I'm not safe. I'd like to email them to you.
I'm not going to give you my email address, but you can come up here if you like. We're 8227 Scenic.
Okay, you deny me the right to do a report over the phone and get a follow up on why you guys didn't do anything when I'm sorry?
Come to the district, 8227 Scenic Highway.
I don't want to come in. Those are my only options. I have to come in. I can't get a report number for what I've already reported.
No, you got to come in. So that's all we're going to talk about. You just come in 8227 Scenic Highway.
Okay, so if I'm reporting an active crime and you won't take the report, what do I do? You there? They hung up.
Hello. City Police, this is
Still
Gibson.
wanna
How can I help you?
Yes, I'm trying to report this man, Jason Gardner. Do a police report on him?
Okay. Do you know where he is?
Yes.
Is he with you right now?
No, I have the address.
Okay, what's the address, ma'am?
2167 Beaumont Street.
Okay, so what's going on with him?
Well, he's buying off multiple different government officials to torment me, violate me, and keep him from accountability for crimes he repeatedly commits. He says he's committed crimes and had people make false statements to keep me away from children. He set up multiple different false arrests, and I informed Baton Rouge police when I was there at his business trying to get answers that I believe he was behind false arrests. But he slandered me to the police department, saying that I was a problem and I was stalking him when in fact he's the stalker. And I was just trying to be proactive on crimes he was committing in my life.
Which police department did he,
What's your name?
Which police
What's your
department
name?
did he, my name's Gibson, ma'am.
Are you a police?
Yeah, this is the police department that you just called.
Okay, what's your badge number, ma'am? What's your badge number?
It's Gibson, ma'am. My name is Gibson. G-I-B as in boy, S-O-N. I'm the only Gibson here.
You don't want me to have your badge number in that misconduct if someone's asking for your badge number?
Ma'am, I don't have a number. I'm not a police officer. I'm a dispatcher.
Okay, so what was your question?
Okay, so you're asking for me to send an officer to 2167 Beaumont. I'm asking, you said that he slandered your name to some officers.
I'm trying to do a report. I'm trying to do a report to the police because he slandered me and you.
He slandered you here or somewhere else?
I don't really know what's going on. I'm not really getting a lot of feedback, but some kind of way, supposedly he has a protection order. And I was reporting to the police that he made false statements when I was there at his business. And the police gave me a criminal trespass, but I was trying to get clarity on why the abuser said that he bought off Dallas police and I can't live in Dallas. So you're in Baton Rouge and he lives in Baton Rouge.
He slandered you to Dallas police or he slandered you to Baton Rouge police?
All police he slandered me to. There's 300, I believe he's stating that he's controlling the police department and you guys are taking bribes and bought off and paid in full and you'll always protect him. And he was a god and owns the government.
Okay. All right. So is he at this address right now?
That's his business address, but I would like to be able to get a report number that I'm reporting to you guys as well as the report I made when I was there that I believe he's influencing government officials. And is that considered a terroristic threat if he's influencing government officials into criminal activity?
Okay. So first things first, you need to make a report. Let me get an officer online with us. We can do it over the phone. Hold on.
Okay.
Right now. Please call again later.
She said we'll get an officer on the phone and we'll unable to take the call.
Stay with me.
Okay. Still on upload.
Okay, there it is. Just tell them you need a report. Third district goes to person.
Yes, I was told to tell you that I need a report. For years, people like to play mind games and have me repeat myself over and over to get nowhere. So I was told that you'll take a report.
You must have called 911.
I don't know what's happening. I was told that I can do a report with you.
I am. I'm gonna take your report, but I could hear the frustration in your voice. You called 911, didn't you?
No, I called the police. What's your name?
Perkins, like the road. What's wrong?
How do you spell it?
Perkins.
Okay, your badge number?
10523.
10523?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
What's wrong? You're not telling me what's wrong.
Okay, I have this person at 2167 Beaumont Street that I had an online relationship that was peculiar. And he says that he's bought off the police department to enforce my abuse. He told me that he had people, I believe he had people make false statements. He told me that I'd never see my kids again.
Okay, so what you need me to do?
And he also made false statements to you guys. Making false reports is a crime. And he's influencing government officials to cover for his crimes repeatedly over and over and enlist other parties to do the same.
We're getting way ahead of ourselves. I'm really trying to help you. So
Are you trying to convince me that or yourself?
Ma'am, you have a good night, because clearly I can't do nothing for you. You got on the phone with an attitude. You don't know me from a can of paint. I'm really trying to help you, and now you accusing me of not. So what you want? You want my help or you don't?
I obviously do, but I don't know what to do to appease you guys.
At the end of the day, lose the attitude, because I don't have one with you now. I'm truly trying to help you. But I'm not going to get accused of not helping you. I'm not going to get accused of not doing my job properly, and I'm not going to be belittled. I don't know you, you don't know me. So I'm going to start over. What is his name?
Jason Gardner, Jason, Gardner, Gardener.
And when was the last time he said he talked to the police?
I don't know when the last time he talked to the police. All I know is that he likes people to violate me, disrespect me, and mistreat me for reporting them and abuse of their power to enforce torment and mind games on me. So each time that I'm trying to report them, they play mind games and punish me for reporting them and have even taken my freedom. So it's the deliberate strategy to traumatize me for reporting his abuse to deter me from reporting crimes. So all departments have to demean me and degrade me.
Okay, so, ma'am, take a breath. Jesus. Breathe. He hadn't made a report in...
Is there a particular reason why you're not bothered?
Because I'm trying to understand what's going on, and you going on and on and on about stuff that I don't understand. So I'm trying to gain an understanding. So now I'm going to ask the secondary question. What is your name?
It's Kiana. K. Where are you located at? Because I called multiple different numbers.
9000 Airline.
Okay.
All right, Miss Clark. So there's no report on you or by you.
I'm making a report now. Remember you said you take the report, and then you blame me and said that I wouldn't take a breath?
No. I never said that. What I said was take a breath. Now, what you said was that he made false statements about you, and that isn't it a crime to make false statements? Now, did you or did you not say that?
You were there. You came to his business. The Baton Rouge police came to his business and gave me a criminal trespass.
It wasn't me.
The Baton Rouge. I'm not quite certain if I can't get law enforcement.
I'm a human, just like you a human, ma'am. And I can't sit up here and be like, oh, you did something.
I said Baton Rouge police. I corrected it and said Baton Rouge police.
And I said it wasn't me. So
I did correct. Okay.
The fact, because I was trying to look up the false reports that he made against you. Because I'm under the impression that's what you're making a report about, the false statements that he made against you. Or am I confused about that too?
All I know is that Baton Rouge police came and gave me a criminal trespass at his business, and I informed the police that I believe he was influencing government officials and hasn't had accountability for it.
What business was that, ma'am?
2167 Beaumont Street, Vivid Images, Baton Rouge.
So, let's see if that's in there.
That was October of 2018. I was having problems with my daughter, and I was connecting pieces on why they were scamming to keep me away from my child. And I went up to his business in desperation to try to get him to stop because I was being denied law enforcement in Dallas. So I went up to his business pleading. Right, but I'm still being violated today.
Who violated you today?
But 2018, you don't see it, and they came and gave me a criminal trespass at his business?
I don't see nothing from 2018, man.
So with that
being said, we've also changed our system recently, so if it wasn't done in 2024, I wouldn't see it.
Okay, well, let me give you my YouTube channel.
Your YouTube channel?
Yeah, it was created regarding him.
YouTube channel regarding him?
Right. I did.
Hold on. Just hold on.
Okay. Probably going on 14, 15 hours. I don't have the strength to go through the other footage. They were deliberately saying sensitive information, so I couldn't properly upload it.
You hear me?
I can.
So you created a YouTube channel about this man, and what happened?
I like to give it to you so you can have evidence on what he's done.
I mean, I can't access YouTube on my department issued laptop because there's a block.
Right, but I want it in the report that I'm giving you. So someone else that has authority and willing to do law enforcement would be able to.
I got a better option for you.
I'd like to put it in the report.
That's why I'm about to give it to you, baby. Just relax. You got a smartphone? You got an iPhone?
I like to get the report number and put it in the report so you can put it in the report that I'm giving you. They hung up.
Baton Rouge City Police, this is Gibson. How can I help you?
Yeah, I had multiple different police that hung up in my face trying to report my abuser. I'm wondering why I'm not understanding why they do that and deprive me of a report number.
Okay, let me get him back on the phone. 1 second.
Now, please call again later. Call right now. Please call again later.
Yes. I don't exactly know. Oh, they're doing the echoing thing again, it looks like. Yes, ma'am. I needed assistance to flee abuse that the government's enlisted in.
Okay. Hello?
Yes, I don't know where to start.
Okay.
Abuse the government's enlisted in. For example, that have you ever heard of anyone that have had 300 and something reports in multiple jurisdictions or in denying them law enforcement?
Not here lately.
Not here lately.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of anyone that has reported child abuse 40 something times on the abuse hotline and all of it disappeared?
Yes. I think I talked to you last night. Did you call last night?
No, this is my first time calling Houston.
Oh, okay.
So you have multiple different people that have had 300 and something reports? Because I experienced this in jail. Everyone seems to be experiencing what I'm experiencing. Multiple different phony inmates have said that they're experiencing the same thing. I've never heard of it, but you have?
Yeah, I mean, there was another person that called last night, so that's why I was like, are you the same person? But you're not. So it was the same type of claim. So are you seeking legal assistance?
I don't know exactly what you can do. All I know is that the police department are racking up felonies, and I just really don't feel safe living in this country. And I just don't know any kind of strategies on how to combat being violated by the government. And I just don't want to wait till someone who thinks it's funny and, commits crimes and gets me out of the environment and start over homelessness. I'm up in age. I'm older. And it's not safe for me to live here and repeatedly go through this. And no one's placing the police department under control for enforcing crimes on civilians. So how can you help me with this domestic violence organization?
I don't know, ma'am. I'm just an advocate on the hotline. The only thing that I can say is probably to talk to our legal advocacy department and see what they can do for you. You would have to be a client of ours and go through an intake process. And right now we are booked for 2 weeks out. And so you would have to call back in 2 weeks to see if we have any available appointments. I don't really have an answer for your question,
but I can refer you to our legal department though.
Okay. Do you have counseling for the trauma of all civilians and everyone you call, covering for your abuse and torment and mind games and depriving you of
Yes,
services? You do have counseling.
yes,
Can you do it Zoom?
yes. That is an option, and it's the same process. You have to go through an intake process and become a client of the Houston Women's Center, and then you can receive the counseling services after that.
Oh, but you're because places have been full, like Genesis Women's Center. They've been full ever since
Oh, really?
2018, and then the family place scammed, and I never got it there. So I don't know how to combat. People have been full ever since I needed assistance. That way, you don't get the felony charge. So I don't know what to do. Is there another place that won't lie and say that they're full to keep me from services?
Okay,
Because
I'm
every
not
other
lying.
location has done it.
No, we are full. I mean,
I'm just not. I'm not quite certain on how I could get services in this country or flee it. I just don't. I mean, I'm sick and tired of it today, and I've invested a lot of hours. In fact, sick and tired of it years. I don't know what people want me to do and why they think I need to be repeatedly treated like this. I'm very disappointed in this country. And is there a possibility that you can give me a referral to someone that won't scam and say that they're full or just scam to keep me from services anywhere on this planet?
ma'am, no. I can refer you to other places, but I can't guarantee that they're going to have appointments available. And it's not a scam here. We are booked.
I just don't know.
However,
You know what? I just don't understand. And I'm trying to, because for 10 years, I was so desperate for help or some kind of hope. And I realized that the party on the other end was deliberately trying to destroy any hope. Deliberately. So all this time, they carefully articulate their words. I don't know, perhaps if, knowing that I am so desperate that it would be services I never see. So I don't know how to combat, perhaps if I'm trying, we'll see. But people yet and still aren't getting these felonies. I'm not quite certain if someone fleeing abuse since I got in my crisis on why it's important possible, and you're not certain of why anyone could help me as they not in all these years. Why is the government trying to lead me to believe that it is impossible for women to flee like it has been for me?
I don't think that there's really anything that I can say that's going to make you feel any better.
I'm just not quite sure. I mean, I think but we first need to address why your domestic violence hotline, as well as all the other avenues, to want me to believe that it's impossible for me to flee abuse like it has been. Have you ever dealt with women that could not flee abuse for 10 years?
Yes.
Okay, so what was the reasoning? And you said that someone else had the same story last night.
Okay, so I'm not going to share that with you.
No, I'm not. You did say that someone else had 300 and something reports that the police wouldn't investigate, and child abuse has covered for their reports 40 something times. That's a part of a mind game that I had to endure that I'm sure people wouldn't think it was realistic. Some kind of way, some kind of sadistic person wants me to believe that everybody's going through what I'm going through. That way they don't realize that their behavior is as extreme as it is. It's an ego boost for that party. So they want to pretend like all women are getting violated like this so they can sleep at night. That's the only way that they can function about convincing themselves of pathological lies and enlisting armies full of people to pathologically lie and commit the same crimes. No one's held this person accountable for being sadistic and mentally unstable. So I don't know what to do if, you guys are scamming to the degree of keeping, me from the knowledge and him from having accountability that this is indeed insane what he's doing and not holding him accountable and trying to convince me that all kind of other parties have had police 300 and something reports that all police departments that they've come in contact with refuse to investigate. And then you want me to believe that someone has called CPS 40 something times and all of it disappeared? Ma'am, the scammers are interrupting the call, ma'am. They don't want, I can't flee the abuse that the government's enlisted in. And they're altering this call knowing that they wouldn't have accountability. You want me to call you back? They're creating glitches. They've done it years, ma'am.
Hotline. All counselors are currently on another call. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Your call is important to us.
Then I am on the phone now. You ever feel like you need someone to talk to and nobody could be there for you? You just ever been desperate and just wanted someone and just no one was there to be found? Hello?
How may I help you?
Yeah, I think that there were issues with our communication. Someone's hacking my device and don't want me fleeing abuse. I don't know where to begin because I don't know what to do.
Well, I gave you options already,
What
and that's all that I can offer you at this time.
I don't recall. I've called like almost 10 years, and all locations I've called and kept me from services. Did you gave me numbers?
You just called me.
Did you give me numbers, ma'am? The phone started glitching. Someone was hacking my device. Did you give me numbers?
I did not give you numbers.
I can't believe this is real. I just cannot. Okay, what numbers do you don't think that they'll give me services either? Like you won't give them to me?
Right now, we're full. So it's not like that we're not trying
It's like a horror
to
movie.
book.
It's like a damn horror movie. And I didn't cuss before, but what the hell? I have never seen a horror movie to express the living damn hell. No Lifetime movie will ever express how fucked up the United States is. No one would ever believe it. And yes, that it is almost 12 o'clock and I've been going through, I would never believe it. How sick and depraved these people are. I think that that's the point. You terrorize someone all day and you get them to be enraged and then you got something on them. She said the F-bomb. Since 7 a.m. Now the con is that she can't get through and I can't flee for 10 damn years. Being arrested, it's pointless. It's pointless. She already hung up anyway. I said the F-bomb. They finally got what they were looking for. So I think that we should, come to the common assumption that I need to be wiser because these are deliberate strategies to cause meltdowns. It just pound in the same thing over and over. 40 damn reports. 3 with CPS, 300 police reports over and over and over the same federal charges. Repeatedly unaddressed. And all they're looking for 10 damn years. I'm waiting for that reaction. We don't know why she said the F-bomb. We don't know why. And this is still going on. 11 o'clock. I pay for the service that I can't get. This other device that I'm going on an hour and 15. I don't know when that will upload. I'm tired. All day long, in fact, years. They won't let me upload it.